Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of A Cup of Laurenade. How are you all doing this week? I hope you're all doing very, very well. This week I am recording somewhat with the sun in my eyes, but hopefully we won't be having the same issue as last week. If we are, then I will run and get my sunglasses again because actually I think it was an absolute vibe, me wearing my sunglasses whilst recording the podcast, despite some others' opinions on how I should do my lighting in my own podcast. Deary me. Anyway, this week's episode is going to be about the beauty tech revolution and how tech and modern AI and all of that good stuff, I say good stuff, maybe not everybody will agree with me, but how all of that stuff has come to change the beauty industry and makeup and all of that stuff. So I said stuff way too many times and we've only just begun. But as always, we do have to start every episode off with Ick of the Week. That one was a little bit raspy. My voice is, for some reason it's not doing very well. I am running on very little sleep, but the show must go on. And, well, I haven't even mentioned the tea or the beverage that I have today, but I do actually have some rooibos tea, or red bush, I guess it is in the UK, caffeine free, because I have been having pretty horrific anxiety recently, and the other day I had 2 coffees and matcha and didn't eat until about 7 p.m. So I was not doing great with anxiety. So we're on a bit of a slight caffeine detox, although I really want to drink kombucha, but we're coming in with the red bush tea today and it is extremely hot, so I'm just going to let it cool down. There's no slurpy noises in today's intro. But let's start off with Ick of the Week. And my ick this week actually just happened on my way home from work this morning, was people putting their feet on public things. I don't even know what, it can be multiple different things. Like today it was a woman on the bus putting her feet on the fire extinguisher, which is not safe in itself. But she had like 2 massive suitcases and was sat like in the elderly seat. And then in front of the elderly seat, if you know what a Korean bus looks like, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's like the 2 up, slightly higher up seats where, anyone can sit. And so there's like a kind of podium thing that you can put your feet on. And yeah, this woman had her 2 suitcases like under her legs. So she didn't really, to be fair, she didn't really have that much choice where she could put her feet. But the fact that her feet were very naked, it really made me very uncomfortable. I don't know. I'm like the opposite of a foot fetish. I think I have a very strong dislike towards feet. So yeah, I like looked at her feet and I must have pulled a funny face and like looked at her and she looked at me and she like giggled a little bit and I was like, yeah, my face does not lie. So I probably pulled like the most disgusted face at her feet. But yeah, this is quite a common occurrence. I've seen people go barefoot and like put their feet on seats in like cafes and stuff, which I don't know if I find it socially acceptable. For me, I think it's kind of gross. But then a foot is just like another body part, it's this kind of similar to a hand, but a bit more smelly maybe. I think that's what makes me slightly disgusted. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think it's a bit gross when people put their bare feet on things? I think it's worse when people put their shoes on things, which happens a lot in the UK, people putting their feet on the seats on the trains and stuff. But you can't do that here because there's no kind of seats in front of you. Yeah, I somehow feel like it would be better if people were wearing socks. Don't know how much difference that makes. Why does it make such a difference to me in my brain? I don't know. You guys do let me know what you think in the comments. But that is my ick of the week. And ick of the week sent in by one of you lovely listeners was, let's take a look. Let me see. Poor email etiquette. Okay, well, that's an interesting topic because I've heard that this is quite common nowadays with all of the Gen Zers entering the workforce. No shade to the Gen Zers because I'm half a Gen Z anyway. I don't know where I fit in with all of that stuff, but yeah, poor email etiquette. To be honest, it's probably not even just the Gen Z, just everyone in general maybe getting a little bit more lazy after the pandemic, I think. But I've personally never had any emails with really poor email etiquette that I can think of. I mean, obviously when you get those like scammy emails, the etiquette is dreadful on them, and so it kind of helps you realize that it's a scam. But if it was like a coworker or something, I feel like it would be very, very irritating. Oh no, that does, yeah, no, I have from previous institutions that I have attended, certain people higher up responding with like 2 words to your email after you've written them a very polite email. Yeah, that's happened a lot of times actually. Fair enough, I agree with that one. I would love to know what more details about the poor email etiquette, but yeah, it can be very irritating, I think, if you put all of this effort into a very nicely worded email, but then at the same time it's like, why do you have to beat around the bush? But obviously if you're emailing, you're not emailing your best mate, you know what I mean? You're emailing someone that you're working with, so should be professional, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I might add some water to my tea to try and cool it down. Ooh. Have I had red bush tea on the podcast yet? I'm not sure. Wow. Yes, just burnt my tongue. Lovely, lovely stuff. Well, yeah, so this week's podcast episode is going to be talking about the beauty tech revolution. Some of you may not have even realized that the beauty tech revolution is on its way. I don't know. I honestly didn't really think about it that much. It just kind of almost seems like a logical progression in the beauty industry, considering that everything else is, very much run by AI. But yeah, a lot of things have changed in the past 5 years even. But let's firstly look at the kind of history of makeup firstly. Usage of makeup has been spanning for absolute centuries, dating back to ancient civilizations such as the Egyptians and the Greeks, where makeup served as a marker of wealth, believed to appeal to the gods, with kohl, rouge, white powders being used to lighten skin tone, or they were using malachite eyeshadow, which is like the green colour, which was representing some Egyptian gods. And also in ancient Greece, they used crushed minerals and herbs for their makeup. And yeah, the first kind of cosmetics tools were kohl eyeliners and also using natural dyes. And obviously that's changed a lot over time, but even still nowadays, the basis of a lot of makeup products comes from traditionally used natural dyes. The invention of the first mascara was done by Eugene Rimmel in the 19th century and completely changed the usage of eye makeup. And even the introduction of electronic hair dryers in the early 20th century completely revolutionized hair care routines. And of course, leading now to the digital revolution in the late 20th century, leading to the development of beauty software and digital imaging tools. So that's what I'm more going to be talking about, is a very, very modern technology that we have at the moment. Okay, so nowadays we are using AI and AR to really, advance our lives. So current AI tools used for like styling and makeup and stuff. There are quite a few, including this app that always gets recommended to me on my sponsored pages on Instagram, some Style DNA app. So I think that the AI helps to find clothes for specific body shapes. I don't know how I feel about that, but also hair colors and personal colors. There are a lot of apps that do like your personal color test for you. I don't know how I feel about doing it over an app rather than in person. I don't know how different the results are. Could be something to look into. There is also an app called A Closet, which my friend recommended to me, where you take photos of your clothes and then you let the AI kind of like formulate outfits for you. It gives very much Clueless, Cher Horowitz in Clueless with her wardrobe kind of vibes. Not tried it, but really, really want to find the time to kind of log all of my clothing items in there to see, how you could style outfits in a new way. I think that's really, really cool. And even like photo editing apps like Snow, which is a Korean photo editing app, they do let you put makeup on your face. So you can kind of see which makeup tones look really good. That's how I discovered that really pinky blushes suit me a lot because of Snow. And then I obviously started using them because before that I wasn't that into using blusher. And yeah, thanks to Snow, I kind of realized that, maybe I could put on a lot more blush. And that's what I'm doing nowadays. But yeah, even beauty brands like Sephora and L'Oreal are implementing AR apps that allow users to virtually try on makeup products before purchasing. I think this is really good. And, we would only really see that with glasses. I remember Specsavers, when I was buying my glasses, back then they had the kind of try on application thing that you could do on their website, which was very, very helpful for buying glasses. So I think it's really cool that you can do that with makeup products. These technologies use facial recognition and mapping to create realistic virtual makeup experiences. So the technology is incredibly impressive when you kind of think about it like that. But I do really like the fact that you can, try the makeup on your face first. I know you can do that in the store. Not every single store allows you to try on makeup, and you have to ask the store assistant to like help you with it. And I don't know, a hygiene aspect, it kind of freaks me out. And I only ever use testers on my hands, which isn't particularly helpful, especially if you're trying to find like a lipstick or a blusher and that kind of thing. So definitely these AR try-ons are super, super cool in my opinion. Okay, then, in terms of actual tools that we can, touch with our hands, there are so many in Korea. I literally live in the land of like beauty revolution and technology. Like they're so far ahead for all of these things. But one thing that I've really, really wanted to try are like those LED face mask things. You may have seen them. They look absolutely terrifying. Those huge masks that you put on your face that emit LED light. So these LED face masks use different light frequencies to help with different skin concerns. So for example, blue LED light therapy interacts with cells on the skin's surface, helping to initiate antioxidant activity for reducing inflammation. So blue LED light is good for conditions like acne, rosacea, psoriasis, and eczema. And the blue light therapy shows benefits for treating mild forms of acne and even preventing breakouts. So apparently it's linked to regulating sebum production as well as its unique property of killing acne-causing bacteria. And that is really flipping cool that you can just do that with LED lights. And also yellow LED lights reach up to 2 millimeters below skin surface. So they help stimulate lymphatic drainage and also stimulate blood circulation, help remove toxins and improve skin's metabolic processes. Also incredible. We know blood circulation is important for all of our body, especially good for lymphatic drainage, which would probably help reduce a lot of puffiness in the face. I think I could probably do with that. And then red LED light therapy is to work even deeper into the skin. So, wow, they can really go to around 4 centimeters below skin surface to reach the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. If anyone here did GCSE biology, you'll remember the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, or A-level biology like me, where it was horrific. But so the deeper you get into the skin, you are going for the collagen and elastin production, as well as helping accelerate skin repair. So actually, that's incredible. And a lot of these LED masks come as like an all-in-one, that have all of the different types of light therapy available. Unfortunately, I've not been able to try one because obviously they're very pricey. And I think if I look now, the one that I wanted, I should have just bought it when it was on sale. And I really regret not buying it on sale. Oh, a lot of my friends do actually use these LED masks. I really, really want them. Like, not even just the price, they're kind of bulky, and I'm like, where would I hide that in my house so that it doesn't terrify me in the middle of the night? So I found one that's like usually $170. Oh, it's sold out, never mind. Yeah, because it was on 50% on Wish Trend, and I really, really wanted to buy it. Well, do you know what? It's too late now. I will eventually get an LED mask. If any companies are listening and want to send me an LED light mask, I would be so happy to try it out because I'm desperate to try one of these things. Please, somebody send me one. Thank you. Okay. There are also microcurrent devices. You may have seen them. They're like this kind of shape, like a little, they have like these two almond shapes at the top. Terrified. Anything to do with like currents and electricity terrifies me because I was electrocuted as a child. So I don't really know how I feel about these things. I know obviously you're not going to feel it, but it's just that kind of like childhood trauma after getting electrocuted that I'm really not sure about. But they are really good for activating facial muscles, and to help boost collagen production. I don't know if I can bring myself to try one, honestly. Like, I really, really do want to try it, but maybe one day I'll muster up enough courage. But yeah, one brand that sells these is Medicube. I know that they also have their other kind of devices that are also like a teardrop kind of shape. I think it's like the ATS Air Shot or something. There's a couple of them. Or the Age R booster device. They have a few different ones. So the like Medicube Age R ATS Air Shot is like an electric microneedling. So you might know about microneedling help to boost collagen production in the skin and help with skin cell turnover, which is really great for those with like acne scars or like fine lines and wrinkles. But the like device from Medicube is, a needle-free electric microneedling device where high voltage electricity is irradiated to the skin to apparently make the skin look more lively. The fact that it's like electric kind of terrifies me. I would also kind of be interested in trying it, maybe get over my phobia of electricity, but I don't know. Would you guys want to try it out? I'm kind of scared, and also, like I said, I don't have $300 to spend on it, but yeah. It kind of went viral because Hailey Bieber was using it, and a lot of my friends actually have used them and do like it, but I really don't have a spare $300, so unfortunately I haven't been able to try it. Medicube, if you're listening and want to send me some stuff, that would be really, really cool. But yeah, unfortunately I do not have $300 to spend on that, no matter how much I'm dying to try it. But yeah, you will have seen them everywhere, and I do think that it kind of blew up on social media thanks to Hailey Bieber. But yeah, Medicube has so many different devices for that kind of thing, for helping boost collagen production or helping with fine lines and wrinkles and blah 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 blah. But for me, the one that really interests me is the LED light therapy. I really need one of those masks, like, honestly. It's nearly Christmas, to be fair. That's going to the top of my Christmas list. So yeah, what kind of impact does this have on consumer behavior? I did notice that, like I said, when Hailey Bieber was using the Age R booster device, it was literally everywhere. And I do remember when the LED masks came out that they were also all over social media because everyone was like, what is this terrifying looking device? I don't know if the hype died down on that, but I have so many friends who've used those LED masks and swear by them, but I've still not mustered up the pocket change to buy one, I guess. I wouldn't call it pocket change, but yeah. I do also think it's really impacted the way that we buy things nowadays, because if we're having this ability to virtually try on makeup and also receive personalized recommendations, I think I have told you previously that a lot of makeup brands in Korea have kind of categorized their makeup products to be for, you know, certain color palettes and that kind of thing. I do really want to make a video on it. I think I should make a video on it because I think it's really, really interesting. And you can do your personal color matches using AI. I have done it in person, and I am a cool summer, which I do agree with. Although I think I'm a neutral undertone. Do you know what? It's really impossible for me to tell. I do think I'm a neutral undertone, but it doesn't really exist here. You're either cool or warm. So I do think you have to take those things with a bit of a pinch of salt, but definitely knowing your color palette can definitely help a lot, especially with, you know, trying on makeup and stuff. I do think that's really cool. Okay. Wow, I've absolutely plowed through this. Flippin' heck. So like I said, I have used Snow to try and see like what makeup styles suit me. And I'm going to go ahead and have another look to see if they kind of tell you what makeup brands it is, because let's see, lip color. Yeah, they don't tell you exactly, you know, what the... Ooh, that's pretty... Ooh. They just kind of give you the base. What is it? I don't know how to describe it. They just put lipstick on you basically and let you see kind of what colors suit you or don't suit you. Oh, that pink is kind of pretty. That Barbie pink. See, I personally never would have gone for a Barbie pink. But when I went for my personal color analysis, they did tell me the Barbie pink was my pink. But yeah, like just now when I was swiping and I used the Barbie pink and it suited me, that's now more likely to make me to go and buy Barbie pink colored lipstick, because before I would probably be like, oh my God, Barbie pink, get away from me. That doesn't suit me. It actually does. So let's next talk about the impact tech has had on sustainability in the beauty industry, because if you know me, you know I'm all about sustainability, helping the environment, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what that was, but okay. So there's been a huge development in biodegradable packaging made from mushrooms and plant-based plastics that decompose naturally, helping to reduce plastic waste in the beauty industry. I am so glad that this is the norm. I am honestly ecstatic that this is the norm, or people using glass to make their products. There is a brand that make a really nice lip balm that I like, lip mask, called Jellicoe, and all of their products use glass, and honestly I appreciate it so much. But yeah, you do notice a lot more packaging kind of saying, you know, biodegradable, or made from recycled material and blah blah blah, which is very, very good. And another thing that I really love is the fact that a lot of companies have made refillable design packaging. I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but in Korea I definitely noticed it from, I want to say about a year ago. Not just like beauty products, but also like household items like detergent, fabric softener, all of that stuff. You can get like a refillable package. And in Olive Young, I don't know if it's just Olive Young, but they do a lot of refillable stuff. I did bring a couple to show you guys who are watching on YouTube, but it's basically like a little mini refillable pouch thing that I have for one of my serums, the Torridon Dive-In Hyaluronic Acid Serum. And it has a little nozzle and you just refill it. And yeah, you can pop this vinyl in the recycling, which I think is amazing, rather than just having a whole other container. Even though the Torridon serum, I think, is it a glass bottle? I'm not 100%. Is it glass? Torridon's one? I'm gonna have to go and feel it and see, because I want to know. No, it's not. It's made of plastic. But anyway, yes, so they do have this refillable thing, which I think is amazing. So you don't have to buy a whole separate new piece of packaging that's then going to go and get chucked away later. I also did post on my story about Olive Young doing their recycling, skincare recycling kind of movement that started a few years ago. But basically, if you clean out your old products, the packaging from that, you can go and actually recycle them at Olive Young. I'm not entirely sure how well they recycle in the regular recycling here. So if I can, I like to go and take them to Olive Young to kind of know that they're possibly going to the right place immediately, or, well, you know, we don't know necessarily where everything goes, but I do really like that that is an option. I also really want to know your opinions on Korean cushion foundations, because for me at first it was kind of extremely wasteful and I would always prefer to use a glass container foundation. But obviously when you're buying a cushion foundation, you don't buy the entire thing, and so they do use the, you know, refillable pods, which I do think is great. I would be interested to know what you guys have to think about that. For me personally, I think I've started to love cushion foundations a lot more. I know you guys have probably heard me complain about them a lot in the past, but after like recently working with Cleo, I've kind of come to love cushion foundations again. But yeah, in terms of their like refillability, I think it's pretty good, although obviously they do use the plastic container each time. And so glass foundations are probably more environmentally friendly, but I'm interested to see what you think about that. And there's also a hyaluronic acid moisturizer by Glow Recipe, and they have like basically this peel off lid and a little tub that you just put back inside the actual like big container, which I think is really cool because obviously the packaging is going to cause so much waste in the long run. It might not seem like a lot, and you know, they're still like, oh, it's still like wasteful that you're putting you know, another plastic thing inside. But when you think about it in comparison to the original packaging, the difference that it's going to have, like the positive impact it's going to have is crazy. So I really do like that there are some companies out there doing this. And also I think Fenty also have a refillable moisturizer that you kind of like pull up the lid and like detach it, kind of like a, I don't know, like a, it feels like a paintball gun kind of vibe where you like pull it up and then detach the thingy. But yeah, I think that it's really, really good that these new technologies have definitely helped to improve the sustainability in the beauty industry, because I could honestly talk about sustainability in the beauty industry in a whole other episode, which I think I might do if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, and lastly, let's talk about AI for sustainable formulation. So AI algorithms can analyze databases of natural ingredients, also predict their efficacy, and recommend sustainable formulations for beauty products. So for those of you who don't know, my major is chemistry. I studied chemistry for my bachelor's degree and 1 year of a master's degree, lol. But even during that time, we were studying about computational chemistry, which is used to kind of make simulations to see how pharmaceutical products would be used and absorbed and like outputted within our bodies. And I don't know if this is exactly how they're using AI for skincare products, but I think if they did, then that would be amazing, because like I mentioned, computational chemistry can be used to see how our body reacts to drugs and how it's metabolized inside of our bodies. I did do a bit of reading and found that they are using computational chemistry for predicting skin sensitization patterns, which is obviously great when developing new skincare products in particular. Obviously, if this kind of develops more, it's going to reduce the need for R&D and hopefully also be able to reduce waste in the cosmetic industry, because we know that there's so much waste in the cosmeceutical industry. So I do really think that it's cool, and I really do hope that they are using computational chemistry in their development, which I'm sure that they are, but I just couldn't really find that much information on it on the internet. But yeah, For future products, what would you like to see from kind of technology-based beauty products, and what do you think will be coming in the future? I would be very, very interested to see what you have to say on that. For me, I would love to be able to monitor like UV exposure levels like as the day goes on. Like maybe if there's like a little patch in on your skin or something, like with your sunscreen, to let you know, like if you need to top it up, then it'll have like a little alarm and then you can top up your sunscreen, or something to be able to like scan your face and see, you know, what's causing you problems, and then give you like real-time recommendations according to those skin concerns. So basically like a dermatologist's office in the palm of your hand or at home or whatever. And I should probably stop dishing all of my ideas out. So but I'm sure that they're probably already, you know, in production. But I do think that would be really cool. Please do let me know what kind of products you would like to see coming out in the future. But yeah, for me, it's anything like real-time feedback, especially related to skin, because your skin changes constantly, and you know, especially as a woman, like as your cycle is going on, it changes all the time. It'd be really, really great to know exactly what my skin needed at that specific time. So that would be amazing if that was ever a possibility. Okay, guys, so that is it for the main segment of the podcast, talking about the beauty tech revolution. In terms of sustainability in the beauty industry, I would absolutely love to do a whole separate episode on that. If there's anything you want to ask or get me to talk about in that episode, please do let me know in the comments, or just send me a DM on Instagram and I would be sure to check that out. But for the last segment of the podcast, we're going to be talking about this week in Korea. So a recent news article that really kind of struck home for me was the one talking about the Korean language instructors. So there have been like protests amongst Korean language instructors for the past few years. Like this is nothing new. And I was studying in language school up until 2021. Was it 2021? Yeah, until the summer of 2021, and at the institution that is kind of like at the heart of all of this. So yeah, so apparently, oh my gosh, so for the instructors at Yonsei University's Korean Language Institute, they unionized themselves in 2019. So that was when I got there, actually. But apparently before COVID, they were teaching 20 hours per week, and the annual pay was between $14,000 and $18,000 before taxes, which is incredibly low for the work that they're doing. This actually made me so sad, because those teachers that I had there were the nicest, best Korean teachers I could have ever asked for in the world. And yeah, they've made a small union, and apparently it's kind of spreading to other language schools, and there seems to be a big movement with this. And you know, so many people want to become Korean language instructors. Apparently 75,000 people acquired their certification to be doing this. And as the increase for foreign students, you know, carries on, then there's going to be a need for more Korean language instructors, and they should definitely be treated much better. But yeah, apparently most of them only get a small allowance for essential work done outside of class hours, such as prepping for class, meeting students who want to discuss their difficulties, and also participating in various events. So language schools would often like hold events outside of class hours. Unfortunately for me, I was taking my classes during the pandemic, so all of our classes were online. So we couldn't do any of the like extra kind of activities and stuff, which is such a shame. But honestly, the teachers were so kind, and I 100% could imagine them wanting to help me outside of class time. And it's a real shame. It's a real shame that the Labour Standards Act is not currently being applied to Korean language instructors, and that is basically what they are rallying for at the moment. And yeah, so the biggest problem for them is that they are not even guaranteed minimum wage. So yeah, it seems to be a really big problem. And apparently Korean language instructors at 5 different universities meet each month to discuss how their working conditions should be improved. So honestly, I really, really hope that their kind of working conditions really, really do improve, because honestly, those teachers were they were just invaluable. Like they were all incredible people as well, and they're so needed because you need your language certification to go and study at university here, which it just doesn't make sense to me. So I really, really hope that the conditions for them and all other Korean language instructors in the country also improve. And the sun is blasting in, and really, really, it's very, very hot. We're ending the podcast on a little bit of a sweaty moment. That may have been an overshare, but that's fine. And that is it for this week's episode of A Cup of Laurenade. Please do let me know any other topics you wish me to discuss on the podcast. And I will see you guys in a new episode next week. I hope you're all happy, healthy, and safe wherever you are. And yeah, I will see you guys in a new episode next week. Bye bye.